What's up, guys? My name is Ace, and today I wanted to recap the Black Ops 3 Fridays live stream that happened yesterday, as well as the eSports live stream that happened, I think that was like 2 or 3 days ago now. I will leave links to both of those in the description below, just in case you missed them and you want to go check out the full streams. I highly recommend going and checking out the eSports live stream, especially if you have any interest in competitive Call of Duty and you haven't seen it yet, because it actually showed full matches, full competitive matches with some pros playing. And they used a great variety of guns. There's a few new guns that they used that we haven't seen yet, which I will talk about a little bit. And also all new maps, which I'm going to be talking about today as well. So let's start it off with what Black Ops 3 Fridays revealed. First off, it was Nuketown. They had a whole segment where they basically just talked about Nuketown. They talked all about it, and they showed it off as well. That's the gameplay you're going to be seeing in the background. I guess not gameplay. I'm going to just be playing the trailer in the background for this first bit. So you can see they've made a few changes to Nuketown while still staying true to what Nuketown is. They haven't really added a big portion to the map or anything like that, like they've done in the past with some of the throwback sort of maps, which I don't like it when they do that. I like when they stay true to the map, and they've stayed true to it. But they did add wall runs. As you can see, there's the one wall run along the side there. You can also wall run on the sides of the buildings, it looks like. You can jump into the windows now. You don't need to climb up into the windows like you could in the previous Nuketown maps. And also, they have said that they've extended the middle of the map. So they've kind of stretched out the middle of the map. And I like that they did this for this game. It was one thing that I was worried about with Nuketown being in Black Ops 3 is with the new movement mechanics, especially the wall run, it allows you to move around the map a whole lot faster. And Nuketown already plays way too fast. Maybe not way too fast, but it already plays very, very fast. And I had a feeling it would just be way too chaotic with a regular Nuketown size. So they stretched it out a little bit, but if you pay really close attention to all the clips throughout this multiplayer section, or throughout this trailer section here, you'll notice that a lot of the same lines of sight seem to be there. And it seems like they haven't really changed the lines of sight at all. If you look at the different power positions and the lines of sight that they have to the different areas, like behind the car that was once a Jeep in Black Ops 1, or if you look from where the bus is, looking all the way to the one back spawn near the C flag area, that looks like it's exactly the same. So the lines of sight didn't really seem to change much at all. I'm sure there's a few changes made, because I didn't actually get to roam around the map or anything and see what they look like. But it seems like they've stretched it while staying true to what Nuketown is, which I'm really excited for. I was definitely nervous that it was going to be too small, too fast, and too cramped. By them stretching it out a little bit, I think it's going to help out a lot. I'm sure it will. Pretty confident in that. And I'm kind of excited for Nuketown, but at the same time, I've talked about this before. Nuketown isn't one of my favorite maps. I find it to be just a little bit too chaotic. I don't mind playing it once in a while. I just hope it doesn't get voted for every second game like it seems to in Black Ops 2. Also, one thing you might not have noticed is they showed off a little bit of the ICR in this trailer. The ICR is the newer assault rifle. It was the classified assault rifle in the beta, and it has been leaked a lot over the past couple weeks, but now we can actually see the gameplay footage. The pros also use this in the eSports live stream, so maybe I'll throw some gameplay on there. And this gun looks pretty good. It looks like a nice, well-balanced, very accurate sort of assault rifle. So not like super high damage. It's like a moderate damage, low recoil type of gun. And it's kind of like a M4 style looking gun. Anyways, it kind of looks like an M4, and I think it's going to be quite a good one. I'm pretty excited to use the ICR. I'm still disappointed they don't have like an FAL style, super fast firing semi-auto assault rifle, but I guess I'll just have to live with it. So next up, we have 4 maps that they actually revealed during the eSports live stream a few days ago, but they talked about it again in the Black Ops 3 Friday stream yesterday. First off, we have Metro, and this is a train station where there's some indoor sections, some outdoor sections, and there's a couple trains that actually run through the middle of the map. And the really cool thing with these ones is you can actually slide underneath the trains, they said, which is pretty neat. That's a cool little addition. That was one thing about Express, is when that train came across, it was completely cut off, which was okay, I guess, but now having that option to slide under, I think, is just pretty cool. But if you don't slide, you will be killed by the trains. And this map seemed to play very well when I watched the pros play it. And I do know that the pro matches don't necessarily represent how these maps will play in public matches, but overall, the layouts of these maps look pretty good. Next up, we have Breach, which was really interesting. This one has gaps all over the place where if you don't jump right or wall run right over them, you can fall through these gaps to your death. So this one is going to be interesting. It might get really annoying, but I'm sure once you get really used to the movements and the maps and everything, it'll be fine. But at first, I feel like a lot of people are just going to be falling off this map all the time. This one looks very diverse. There's lots of like different sections and areas of this map, and I'm really excited to try this one out and see how it actually plays. Out of all of them though, it does seem to be kind of the most cluttered and harder to navigate. I could be completely mistaken on that, but so far I'm not liking this one as much as the others. Now the next map is a map that we already know about. This is Redwood. They played this in the eSports live stream, and they played Search and Destroy on this, and it seemed to play out very well. It's quite a large map. It's actually bigger than I anticipated when it was first sort of revealed, where they showed just little hints, little bits and pieces of it. But once you actually saw full gameplay of it, it is a little bit bigger than I thought, but I think that's okay. It's good to see some variety in the maps. It's nice to see a larger map every now and then. I do prefer the smaller size, like the mid to small size maps, but it is nice to see a large map like this, and it seemed to play pretty well for Search and Destroy. We'll have to see how it plays for other game modes though. Next up, we have Exodus, and this is a map I'm very excited about. This one is very linear. It's like really rectangular shaped, I guess you could say, so very narrow. There's 3 lanes, just like with pretty much all of these maps, there's 3 lanes, but this one's a very narrow 3-lane map, and I really like these kinds of maps. There's lots of choke points, and this one's going to be great for getting like multi-kills and stuff on it, looks like, because enemies are going to funnel into choke points, and I feel like this one is going to play great for domination. They only played uplink on this, but it looks like it's going to be a great domination map. It was a great uplink map when we saw them playing it. And there's not a ton of verticality with this one. Yeah, there's a few second-story buildings, but it's all pretty much ground level, and I also like that. This one looks like it's going to play more like a traditional Call of Duty map, and I'm really excited for it. So finally, we have Havoc, and they played Hardpoint on this one. This one's kind of a larger size map as well. It's quite big and open, but there are some buildings that you can go into for those close quarters engagements. It played very well for Hardpoint because you did have those long range engagements, but most of the hardpoints were like inside buildings, so then there was a lot of that close quarters stuff. So a lot of variety with this map. Kind of reminds me of Turbine in a few ways. I think it's more so the color palette and just the size of the map, more so than the actual layout of the map, but maybe I'm wrong there. Also, there's a big underwater section for this map. Like, it looks like a huge underwater section that you can use as a flank route, which should be pretty interesting. There might be some pretty cool gun battles going on in that lake, basically, that you can jump into. And again, I'm excited for this one. It's nice to see some variety. We have a bit of a larger size map, but it's not too big that it's ridiculous. It's just something that has some nice longer lines of sight. So those are all the new maps that were revealed during the 2 different live streams. Also, there's one other thing I wanted to point out, and that is it seems that they've changed the name of the ARK-7. I think it was ARK-7 before in the beta. It's basically the AK-looking variant. It is now apparently called the KN-44. As you can see right here in this little bit of gameplay, it's saying very clearly KN-44. Also in the Nuketown trailer, there's a little option to pick up a KN-44. If you look really closely frame by frame, you'll find it. And you can see very clearly when he reloads, this is the ARK-7. But it looks like they've changed the iron sights up just a little bit. But aside from that, it is the ARK-7. So it looks like the name has changed to the KN-44, and it's no longer the ARK-7. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys next time.